Good morning, ladies. How are you? How was your day? How was your online study? I missed all of you and I missed my class. Okay, so we finished in the three previous lessons. We talked about the shopping, consumers, the responsibilities, the rights, everything according to that. But today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the economic growth, which is the last lesson in Unit 5, which will be included in the final. So that's why I want you to pay attention to this lesson. It's a little bit hard, but we can make it. Okay, so first of all, what is economy? It's related to what? Yes, excellent. It's related to the money of the country, exactly. So this is what we are going to talk about. How the countries are developing. Do we really have developed countries already developed, or all of the countries or all of the nations in the world are still developing? So please pay attention to this point. First of all, when we talk about economy or economic growth, we are talking about productivity and so production of the country itself and the working hours. So this is like the formula of the economic growth. And what else? We are talking about mainly money of the country. So here we have some facts about the developing of the countries. We're gonna start with it. Then we're gonna start with the idea of economic growth. So in 2007, studies found that 38 countries out of 180 around the world are considered to be very high human development, or a very have a very high human development, which means that they are very developed. The human beings there are living in a very developed level. Such countries, we have actually many examples here. The first one is Norway, which is considered to be the first one, or the first country when it comes to the human development, or the development or the economy development. And we have also USA, which is the United States, Qatar, Australia, Singapore, and Hong Kong. All of these countries also are considered to be very developed countries. What else? Also, we have other countries. So we finished with the countries that are already developed and they considered to be developed and they are living a very good economic level. But the other countries actually are labeled as following. There are, number one, we have highly developed countries, and we have medium developed countries, and the last countries we have is below the required level of human development. So these countries are mainly underdeveloped. Okay. Also, we have here the UN criteria, means how United Nations are looking for the development in countries. So actually, it depends on three main factors. Number one, the life expectancy. What does it mean? Yes, it's related to how long the people in these countries are living. What else? Education. And the last one, or the last factor, is standards of living in the different countries. So this is the UN, or the United Nations criteria, how United Nations look to the development of the different countries around the world. Okay, girls. So we finished with the UN criteria. Let's move to the idea of economic growth. When we are talking about economy, we can divide the countries into two main divisions. Okay. Yeah, the first one is developed countries. Like what? Let me give you some examples. Here we have USA, Canada, European countries, actually most of the European countries, Japan, and Australia. So those are examples for the countries which we can consider as economically developed. So already they are developed. And we have another category which is still developing, which is related to most of the countries in the world. Also, when we discuss the economic development of nations, we also have like some factors we depend on it. Let's start with the first one, which is the GDP. Actually, we studied before that is related to gross domestic product, related to the production of the country itself. Number two, we have the health condition. And you know it's so easy. The agriculture growth. Okay, agriculture related to what, girls? Yes, who can answer me? Agriculture related to farming and planting production. Okay, what else? Population growth and literacy rate. So again, we are talking about education when it comes to literacy. So this is how we can discuss economy in most of the countries in the world. Okay, what about if we are talking about the process of development? Actually, in any country in the world, when we are talking about process of development, we are talking about three main stages. The first stage that any country passes through, number one, is the agriculture stage. What does it mean? It means that most, or not actually most, all of the people in the nation are working in farming. Exactly. So this is the first stage. And here, again, we are measuring the process of development. Let's go to the second stage. Okay, when people, or when most of the people shift into working in industrial fields, it means that they are working in industry. It means that they are moving to which stage? They are moving to manufacturing stage, which is about working in industry, in factories, and so on. The last stage, which is when people shift their jobs to work in services, such as services like sales, foods, computer services, medical services. So this is the third and the last stage. So again, when most of the people are starting to work in services, it means that this country is very developed. The opposite of it, when most of the people are still working in agriculture stage, it means that this country is still developing. So these are the three stages of the process of development. Exactly. Now let's move to the indicators or the signs that we can say that this nation is developing. Not developed, developing, which means that they are still in the process of developing. Okay, actually they are easy and they are in your book. I think you understood most of them, but I will explain it quickly. Number one, when all of the industries in the country are nationalized. What's the meaning of nationalized? Nationalized means that all of the products there is owned by the government of the country. Number two, the foreign aid. The developing country or the countries that seek development, they are what? They are usually depend on the foreign aids from the other countries. They are provided to, and these aids provided to help them to flourish. Number three is the economic assistance. So they also seek the help economically, like they receive long-term loans, equipments, or even money. So mainly money aid or money help. The fourth part is the military assistance, means the army in the country are also helped by the other countries by providing them with money, equipment, training, or whatever. The last one is the technical assistance, means that this country need a lot of expertise in different fields like engineering, medicine, teaching, or whatever. So all of these 5 indicators are like the signs that we can say that this country is a developing nation. Okay? Actually, there are 5, so I will ask you to memorize only 3 from them. It will be enough for me. Okay, but although we studied all of these indicators and all of these stages of developing although all of this, we still have some countries that fail to achieve the development. Why these countries fail to achieve the development? Here we have like 4 reasons that is mentioned in your book. I will explain it briefly. It's so easy, sorry. Number 1, we have increase in population, and this one is very clear. What's the meaning of population? Yes, excellent. The number of people in a country. So again, the increase of population is one of the reasons that could prevent the how fast a country can develop. Okay. Number 2 is the control of money supply. Control of money supply related to the idea is of when the government take all of the foreign aid and all of the help and all of the money that they get from the other countries and use it for something that will not benefit the country. It means that the people who are in the high positions in the government, they take the money and put it in their pockets. They didn't do anything that is related to the benefit of the country. So this is also another problem that will prevent the development. The third reason that we have is the inadequate trade policies. It means that if the government limited the importing and exporting movement of the products, then the trade will be restricted to only the products that is available in the market, which will be also again against the idea of development. So this is inadequate or not enough trade policies, or let's say inadequate. The last reason that we have is tolerating change. Actually, if any country want to be developed, so we should all of the country, actually, all of the people there should be involved in the process of development. Some people actually, unfortunately, they are resisting the change. They prefer to use the traditional ways or the traditional methods, and then the idea of development will go, but very slow. Okay, so that's why, or for example, when computers were first introduced, a lot of developing nations didn't accept it easily because they think that it's better to use the old typewriters other than using a new technology like the computer. So all of these 4 reasons are related to why countries or some countries are still until now fail to achieve the development. Okay, so I wish that the lesson was very easy for you. And at the end, there's no homework at the book, as you know. But I need you only to go to the EduKids, and do the quiz, okay? And I will check it, inshallah. You still have time till the next Tuesday. So I wish all of you do the quiz and study this lesson very well, because as I said, if we have finals, inshallah, it will be included in it. Thanks so much. Have a nice day, all of you.